You know, I was on Auron McIntyre's show a few days ago. Thanks for hosting me, by the way, Auron. It was very nice of you. Had a fun time. We discussed Le Pen being banned in France, as well as why certain elements of society seem to be distancing themselves from the woke elements, whilst others, such as the gaming industry, are still hell-bent on running headfirst into a rainbow-colored brick wall. And there was one comment on there that gave me a hearty chuckle. Who's the Utensils PR team? He's got on Malcolm and Simone's part 2 and is obviously doing the rounds. Okay? Seems to be a bit astroturf to me, and he never actually has much to add, only ever describing what's been agreed upon last week and never making novel or failing novelty, wise or astute, points for himself. Completely sets off my Grifter alarm. It might be a false positive and he might just be extremely mid, but the smell is just not right. Now, I don't want to give this person too much attention, primarily because what they say makes no fucking sense. Also wrote that what I say is just warmed up Yarvanisms and what I think is the winning position, but only after it's late enough to be agreed upon. I don't recall copy and pasting Yarvan wholesale, except if I was reading an article of his maybe. Also, keep in mind, Yarvan is a secular Jew. He is a materialist, preservation and growth of capital. Bit of the objectivist, production above all else kind of vein runs through his worldview. Being an atheist after all, I would imagine he would acknowledge spirituality as relevant for the well-being of the civilization at large, though personally he would consider that the work of mystics that plays a part of which he is not bound to. I'm a bit more influenced by, say, the Jovenel, the Mestre, Hopper, or Ledeen. More of the Austrian and French variety, as opposed to the Anglosphere, though we do have the likes of Filmer and Hobbes. Also, if I'm a grifter, why the fuck would I openly advocate for return to monarchy? Why wouldn't I just champion everything Trump does like some kind of sycophantic MAGA lackey? It would be far more lucrative and require much less work. He said this, or that I can sometimes be wrong, like when I said to back Melanie Mack because I wanted to get in her DMs when she was flailing and calling everyone a goon on X, and afterwards no one agreed and basically told that thought to be gone. Okay, first off, I don't know how you tie Yarvan to Melanie Mack, that's insane, but anyway, I defend takes, not people. If they do well, I will agree, and when I disagree, I will explain my dissenting opinion and why. It's stupid and illogical to defend people, for they will undoubtedly say something you disagree on. Especially Melanie, considering I agreed with her on that view and disagree with her on damn near everything else. I would like to know where he got the idea I only went against public consensus to get into her DMs. Considering I got access to her after that video and I made multiple videos on that take and at no point did I waver or change my opinion, why would I do so if my initial goal being to get into her DMs was already achieved after video 1? It seems this wanker's idea of what's right is either majority consensus or whatever he personally agrees with and fuck all else. As far as who's my PR team, YouTube, you dozy prat. Auron messaged me months ago to do a show, he just didn't have a topic in mind. I wrote on Twitter I want to do a show on the wokeness still being prevalent in gaming, and so he DM'd me to do a show on that. Simone and Malcolm messaged me months ago to do a show as well, we just got around to doing one recently. When asked how did they discover me, it was a YouTube recommendation. I was on some months ago with Jake Rattlesnake because Andrew Wilson recommended me to him, and Andrew caught wind of me because someone shared me to his editing team. We're also nice enough to get me verified on Rumble, that was nice of them. As from Heel vs. Babyface knows me because YouTube recommended me. I know Disbrew watches me as well. Jeremy from D-Day Cobra knows me from Flashcast, as does several others who watched it, or were with me on the panel. Pretty sure a load of content creators I don't even know about discovered me after the first time I dunked on just some guy. Recall I did a video probably several years ago by now, telling people if they want me to stream with these creators they like, it is up to them to tell those creators who I am, because ultimately it is the audience that is going to make a stream worthwhile. I can't just message these people and go, hi, I want to stream with you because our audience overlaps. It's desperate and reeks of attention-seeking cringe. I was scheduled to be on Drinker's Open Bar because someone asked me if they would have me on. He told me to email him, I did, he gave me the topics for the evening, and I said, thanks, but these are topics that I'm not familiar with, and I don't want to make him look bad by having him pick a guest that is not suited for the content. I'm not about to stick my person in a place where someone else can do a better job. I was open with him about it. I told him I mainly messaged him because the audience asked me to do it. He was very cool about it, thank me for my honesty. One last thing I want to address, the description of mid and asking why am I on shows with people who have much more to offer than I do. To this arsehole I want to say, thanks for noticing that because I would like an answer to that as well. You might not have noticed this, but I still very much behave like an audience member and not a content creator. Hell, half of the people that I'm on with, I still watch their content. I often choose not to do things that everyone else is doing because I try and offer a perspective not yet said. I look at content like it's just information. If the information is said by other people, my mind goes, why would I make a video that's basically just repeating what other people have already said? It still doesn't click with me that people watch me for that information because I'm the voice or style they like. Describing me as mid is bloody accurate, actually, because I don't think I'm all that bright. Although quite a few people behind the scenes have said otherwise, God bless those of you that do. I'm not saying this to fish for compliments, mind you. Ask it and I downplay my intelligence all the time. The arrogance you guys see on here, that's a persona. I have my ego, sure, but it's not running unchecked, primarily because I know my limits. As a matter of fact, here's some words of wisdom for you all. You want to know what's the easiest way to appear intelligent? Don't talk about shit you don't know. It sounds easy enough, but apparently knowing when to shut up requires a massively high IQ. Or a penis. I know what actual smart people sound like, and I'm not in that league, so when people tell me I'm smart, it horrifies me. I often think, really? You think I'm smart? Dear God, I hope not, because if you think I'm smart, our society is truly fucked. Oh, and by the way, one last thing. To the dickhead in the comments section who said my views on free speech are contrarian, no, I'm just an ugly realist. You, on the other hand, are nothing more than a drugged-up idealist noodling in Fantasyland. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.